Amid the chaos, the echoing question cut through the air like a desperate plea for clarity. How many are there? The numbers echoed relentlessly, a seemingly endless sequence of digits that resonated with the weight of the unfolding catastrophe. 3,377,448,090, 3,377,448,091, 3,377,448,092. Each number marked a moment in time, a heartbeat in the cacophony of an unraveling world. Amidst the turmoil, a lone figure emerged, clad in blue armor that glinted ominously in the dim light. The boy moved with a practiced grace, his sword slashing through the monstrous entities that had overrun the once serene landscape. 3,377,448,893, 3,377,448,894, 3,377,448,895, 3,377,448,896. The boy paused for a moment, surveying the aftermath with a gaze that betrayed a weariness beyond his years. "My sword has been smeared with blood," he murmured, his voice barely audible over the lingering echoes of battle. The weight of the statement hung in the air, a stark reminder of the sacrifices made in the fight for survival. As the boy reflected on the twisted reality surrounding him, the question lingered in his mind. Since when did the world become like this? 3,377,448,897. It felt like a long, long time ago, a distant era when the sun still cast its warm embrace over the now desolate landscape. Memories of a world untouched by chaos played in the recesses of his mind, a stark contrast to the harsh reality he now faced. And so, amidst the relentless march of numbers and the echoes of a world lost, the boy in the blue armor pressed forward. With each swing of his blood-stained sword, he fought not just for survival but for the fleeting hope that somewhere, somehow, a semblance of the world he once knew might be restored. On a day a very long time ago, when the sky still held its familiar charm, a small girl with innocent eyes pointed at the heavens and exclaimed, "Mom, look at the moon." Little did they know that something terrible was unfolding in the celestial canvas above. The moon, once a serene beacon in the night sky, changed like a gaping hole with a terrible aura. It was as if the very fabric of the cosmos was unraveling, and an ominous gateway had been opened. As a collective gasp spread through the onlookers, their eyes fixed on the unfolding celestial anomaly. The moon's transformation seemed to herald an unprecedented event. "What is this?" "A lunar eclipse," someone shouted, their voice tinged with both awe and trepidation. Amid the gathering crowd, a man dressed in crimson attire chuckled, "The telescope I just bought comes in handy." As he peered through the lens, his amusement gave way to a sudden shift in demeanor. He uttered, his expression darkening. Through the telescope, he witnessed a nightmarish scene unfolding on the lunar surface. Horrible monsters, grotesque and otherworldly, surged around, hungrily seeking an opportunity to unleash chaos. Countless strange beasts and monsters were entrenched on the moon, poised to launch an assault on an unsuspecting Earth. The fabric between worlds was fraying, and the imminent danger was clear. In this perilous realm of strange beasts, there existed a key that could close the ominous gate. However, time was of the essence. If humanity failed to uncover this key in time, the strange beasts would breach the barrier between dimensions, flooding into the human world like a cataclysmic tide, bringing unparalleled disaster to mankind. Now, with the fate of humanity hanging in the balance, the race against time began as individuals grappled with the unfolding mystery, striving to avert the impending catastrophe that loomed on the horizon. Therefore, a selected group of extraordinary humans, known as the Awakened, emerged to face the looming threat. Their mission was clear: find the key before the monstrous hordes spilt into the world. As the Awakened engaged in fierce battles with the otherworldly creatures, a voice pierced through the chaos. "We'll clear the way. You quickly go ahead and find the key," shouted one of the Awakened to a teammate. With a nod of determination, one of them veered off towards another direction, driven by the urgency of their quest. "It should be safe here, right?" the lone adventurer mumbled to himself as he cautiously advanced. His gaze fell upon the mysterious key, hidden in the heart of the danger. Gathering courage, he reached out and seized it, holding it in his hands. As he clutched the key, a murmur escaped his lips. Is this the key to closing the gate? The moment the key was in his possession, a miraculous transformation unfolded. The moon, once distorted and ominous, gradually restored itself to its original form, as if the touch of the key had mended the fabric of the celestial realm. But the revelations did not end there. The awakened, in their quest to understand the enigmatic artifact, stumbled upon a curious discovery. What if they rotated the key in reverse? In an unexpected twist, the first group of awakened realized that the key possessed a dual nature. It could both open and close the gate. In this newfound controlled state, the demons within the gate transformed from a looming disaster into valuable resources. The once feared creatures became materials of immense potential. And so, the era of the awakened ones arrived. Seizing the opportunity presented by the transformed demons, the awakened ones embarked on a new venture. The key, once a symbol of danger, became a tool for profit and progress. The awakened ones harnessed the otherworldly materials, ushering in an age of unprecedented possibilities and prosperity. Thus, a once cursed artifact became the cornerstone of a new era, as the awakened ones embraced the duality of the key, turning a threat into a lucrative business that shaped the destiny of both humanity and the strange beings lurking beyond the gate. 5 years later, in a world transformed by the awakened ones and the newfound power of the key, I found myself navigating life as an ordinary person. In the eyes of those who had harnessed the extraordinary abilities bestowed by the key, individuals like me were seen as insignificant, mere bystanders in a world shaped by the awakened. As I went about my mundane existence, unaware of the seismic shifts occurring around me, a sudden twist of fate threw me into the midst of the extraordinary. When faced with an impending threat that promised my demise, a cry pierced through the chaos, "Jinyu?" A rescuer appeared, an awakened one who, in a moment of serendipity, bestowed upon me the powers I had always desired. The surge of newfound abilities altered the course of my destiny, and for a brief moment, I reveled in the extraordinary strength that now coursed through my veins. However, the elation was short-lived, as the reality of my newfound power soon unfolded in ways I had never anticipated. As I grappled with the consequences of my transformation, I realized that the power bestowed upon me came with a heavy price. It was not the gift I had imagined, but a burden that would haunt me for the rest of my life. Let me start from the beginning, where the ordinary met the extraordinary, and the fine line between desire and regret blurred in the wake of a world forever changed by the actions of the awakened ones and the mysterious key. The scene shifted to the advanced dungeon, Hill of No Return, where a young boy fervently slashed his way through a horde of monsters. The air echoed with the sounds of battle, and amidst the chaos, a boy carrying heavy bags observed the skilled fighter in action. "Wow!" he exclaimed, impressed by the prowess of the boy amid the relentless monster onslaught. However, a stern voice interrupted his admiration. "Stop daydreaming. It's our turn to get to work." He, chuckled the boy, snapping back to reality. "All members of the logistics team, get moving. We don't have much time." "My name is Fang Wanjie. I'm 19 years old, and I am currently a backup logistics member," murmured Fang Wanjie as he prepared to fulfill his duties. In this perilous dungeon, the awakened ones needed to eliminate as many monsters as possible before the gate disappeared, and every moment counted. Thus, the profession of dungeon logistics emerged. These unsung heroes were tasked with supplying the awakened ones with necessities and collecting valuable materials from the defeated monsters. Despite the presence of advanced fighters ahead, the dungeon logistics played a crucial role in ensuring the success of the mission. Encountering a monster that slipped through the defenses could mean a matter of life and death, especially for those without formidable combat skills. Fang Wanjie sighed as he scavenged the area for useful materials. There's nothing valuable. He reflected on the risks he was taking, driven by the need to cover the medical expenses for Jinyu, who lay unconscious in the hospital. With a daily wage of 10,000, Fang Wanjie braved the dangers of the dungeon, knowing that the funds were necessary for Jinyu's recovery. If it were not for Jinyu, Fang Wanjie thought, I wouldn't have taken such risks. With 10,000 per day, the medical expenses for the month will be covered. In this perilous world where ordinary people like him were a rarity among the low-level awakened ones, Fang Wanjie pressed on, fueled by the hope that his efforts would contribute to the well-being of his unconscious friend. As the exhausted awakened one rested on the ground, Fang Wanjie approached with a few bottles of water. The remnants of monster blood stained his hands, but he eagerly offered refreshments to his comrades. Bring a bottle of water over, demanded the weary awakened. Coming. Coming, replied Fang Wanjie, eager to assist. The awakened, however, expressed disappointment at Fang Wanjie's seemingly careless hygiene. Unfazed, Fang Wanjie turned to offer water to two other awakened boys nearby. Brother Chun, this logistics guy is useless. I really don't know what Su Huanyu sees in him, one of them remarked disdainfully. Fang Wanjie approached them with good intentions, offering water to Brother Chun. However, upon seeing the seemingly senseless act of kindness, Brother Chun's eyes twisted with anger. In an instant, the water bottles fell, and Fang Wanjie was violently kicked, crashing to the ground. King bastard. He actually came over by himself, exclaimed Brother Chun. Give him a good beating first and kill him on me. Following the command, two companions rushed towards Fang Wanjie, delivering a relentless beating accompanied by punches to his face. Struggling, Fang Wanjie raised his head and weakly questioned, "Why are you hitting me?" The response was brutal. Brother Chun crushed Fang Wanjie's head with his foot against the ground. Ignorant brat. You dare to ask why? Do you want me to say it and make a joke out of myself? Dragging Fang Wanjie to the top of the hill left a trail of blood in his wake. Some of the awakened ones mocked the scene, praising Brother Chun's brutality. Brother Chun is so majestic. Brother Chun, if you want to destroy the corpse, you can go to the cliff. Struggling with pain, Fang Wanjie attempted to understand the situation. Brother Chun, what are you talking about? Why can't I understand? Are you mistaking me for someone else? Brother Chun mocked. Holding Fang Wanjie in the air at the top of the hill, Brother Chun declared, "Mistake. Hee, you are really making me laugh." Facing death, still dared to talk back, mocked one of Brother Chun's companions. Fang Wanjie. Did I make a mistake? Brother Chun pondered aloud before callously throwing him off the cliff. If others find out that a weakling like you dares to compete with me, how can I continue in this circle? Brother Chun justified. Fang Wanjie, in a desperate plea, shouted, Don't. Don't. Even in death, you are dying like a coward, one of the companions sneered. Another added, Su Huanyu would only be interested in him if her eyes were eaten by a dog. Destroy the key, and close the dungeon. I want him to be dead. Below the cliff, Fang Wanjie lay brutally smashed on the ground, his body adorned with multiple wounds. Amidst the agony, one of his eyes opened, and he murmured in pain, Am I still alive? As he grappled with the disorienting reality, a colossal monster emerged before him. My body's not obeying me. Fang Wanjie exclaimed as the monster's hand again crushed him into the unforgiving ground. In the desperate moments before the monster could devour him, another creature appeared, colliding with the first. Fang Wanjie, caught between hope and despair, frowned. Am I saved? He wondered, finding the strength to flee with all his might. However, the entry of another monster proved to be no stroke of luck. The scent of Fang Wanjie's blood had attracted a horde of monsters, and the injured adventurer struggled to elude their pursuit. "Damn it! I'm still injured," he cursed, his movements hindered by his wounds. Amidst the relentless chase, a monstrous entity resembling a flying eye hovered above Fang Wanjie. Seizing a stone, he threw it at the creature, desperately shouting, "Get away from me!" The stone, however, veered off course, striking another monster in its eye, and eliciting agonized screams. Fang Wanjie's horror deepened. "Is this the legendary tentacle mutation?" he gasped as he observed the mutated monster with a single eye, tarantula spider-like wings, and octopus-like extra appendages approaching. Realizing the dire situation, Fang Wanjie muttered, "It's over." The monstrous octopus-like appendage struck him, brutally smashing him against a rock. "I really can't go back," he whispered, blood streaming from his mouth, his chest shattered, and bones exposed. "I'm sorry, Jinyu." Fang Wanjie uttered his final regret as he fell to the ground, a locket of Jinyu slipping underground. Surrounded by a horde of monsters, Fang Wanjie's journey came to a tragic end in the perilous realm of the awakened ones and the monstrous creatures unleashed upon the world. "I promise that when I earn enough money, I will take you to the best hospital and consult the best doctor," Fang Wanjie whispered to the unconscious Jinyu, his voice choked with emotion. "Looks like this time, I won't be able to keep my promise." Tears streamed down his face as he lamented the inability to fulfill his commitment. Amid his despair, a sudden flash illuminated the sky, and a colossal golden light struck the ground, obliterating the monsters in an instant. The scene was both terrifying and mesmerizing. Fang Wanjie's eyes opened to the spectacle, and within the golden light, a fairy-like angel with white wings descended from the sky. Approaching him, the angel posed a series of questions, initiating a talent exchange. "Do you want to gift the divine angel talent?" "Yes." "Do you know that you will lose the talent?" "Yes." "Do you want to inform that person?" "No." The talent exchange process began, and the fairy moved her hand over Fang Wanjie's head, transferring her divine abilities to him. As the talent was transmitted, a flame ignited above his head, and his eyes twitched. The once injured Fang Wanjie now stood healed, a radiant aura surpassing around him. His eyes trembled as white wings sprouted from his back. Flames surged around his hand, conjuring a golden sword. A profound surge of power enveloped him, and he heard the angel's voice, "Take my talent and live well." Fang Wanjie soared into the sky with newfound strength, golden feathers fluttering around him. Holding a sword, he slashed twice, the strikes tearing through the monsters on the ground. Approaching another creature, the system prompted a warning, "Awakened one, please adapt to the talent as soon as possible." Charging with full energy, Fang Wanjie cleaved through the monster, tearing it into two pieces. "Tentacle mutation, get out of here," he shouted, empowered by his newfound abilities. The monstrous adversary responded defiantly, and Fang Wanjie declared, "Bastard! I am coming." Emboldened by the divine gift, he prepared to face the remaining challenges with an unstoppable force. The collision of powers between Fang Wanjie and the tentacle mutation sent shockwaves through the battleground. System prompts warned of the approaching lower limit of talent use, and tensions escalated. The tentacle mutation retaliated with a laser beam from its eye, aiming directly at Fang Wanjie. In a decisive move, Fang Wanjie blocked the attack with his wings, holding back the destructive force. The strain on him was evident, and he questioned, "Am I being crushed? I'm just an ordinary person. In the real world, awakened ones look down on me." System prompts indicated an error, warning that the awakener and awakened talent were incompatible. As the tentacle mutation advanced, raising its hand, Fang Wanjie grumbled, "After coming here, these monsters also want to kill me." The situation took a dire turn as the system approached collapse. A new resolve sparked in Fang Wanjie's eyes, and he muttered, "I'm going to kill all of you." The system issued another warning. It was crashing, and rebooting, and then an error occurred as the system collapsed. The tentacle mutation seized the opportunity, crashing its hand down on Fang Wanjie. However, Fang Wanjie drew his sword and, with a swift counterattack, stabbed the monstrous adversary. Laughter echoed, "You bastards who look down on me." A sudden blue lightning struck the sword, crushing the tentacle mutation's hand. The creature frowned in response. Fang Wanjie's eyes twitched, turning red. "I'm going to kill all of you," he declared. The tentacle mutation recoiled in horror at the transformation taking place before its eyes. A blue aura surged around Fang Wanjie, inviting the tentacle mutation to come closer. Fang Wanjie continued to taunt, "Come, come, tentacle mutation." His body inverted, the blue aura enveloping him with fiery flames. In a swift strike, the tentacle mutation attacked Fang Wanjie. However, Fang Wanjie unleashed his powers, shattering the octopus hand of the tentacle mutation into pieces, bones included. The tentacle mutation, horrified by the unexpected retaliation, faced the wrath of Fang Wanjie's unleashed abilities. Fang Wanjie's eyes trembled as a new power surged within him. Advancing forward, his entire appearance underwent a drastic transformation from toe to head. System prompts announced the arrival of the awakened undead angel talent, encasing his body in metallic armor and summoning a tremendous aura. Raising his sword, Fang Wanjie offered a chance to the tentacle mutation. "I'll give you a chance. Call all your mates over here." The tentacle mutation complied, emitting a strange noise, and soon, thousands of monsters converged on the area. Mockingly, Fang Wanjie remarked, "You can only call this level of monsters?" With cold determination, he rushed forward, swiftly drawing his swords and eliminating each monster with precision. The battlefield erupted as the bodies of several monsters burst apart like crackers within moments. His eyes shifted, and Fang Wanjie ascended into the sky. Approaching the tentacle mutation in midair, he declared, "Did you think I will let you go?" In a swift motion, he drew his sword and severed the mutation's head. As he stood victorious, flying beasts, identified as King Corpse Bee Swarm, approached from behind. Fang Wanjie sneered, "Finally, something interesting. It's the first time I have seen so many of them at once. But, no matter what kind of monsters you are, starting from today, those who intend to harm me must die." Observing the crystals left behind by the defeated monsters, Fang Wanjie raised his hand to collect them. However, an unexpected obstacle arose. Shouldn't it be blue? It seems that complete awakening is still in process, he mused. Undeterred, he continued, "Collect." Attempting to absorb the crystals, Fang Wanjie was met with a surprising response from the system, unable to absorb. The crystals, once sought after by all awakened ones, now lay abundant on the battlefield, and Fang Wanjie sought to harness their power for his own. Fang Wanjie was taken aback by the system's refusal to register the absorption of the crystals. He contemplated the situation, realizing that the spiritual energy within the crystal was the primary source for awakened ones to enhance their powers and a significant motivation for venturing into dungeons. Despite being an awakened one, Fang Wanjie found himself unable to absorb the spiritual energy. Persistent in his attempts, he grappled with the system's resistance. Feeling something entering his body, he speculated, could it be the death spirit of the monster? Is that aura from the monstrous body convertible into energy? Then I don't need crystals anymore. Just as he contemplated this revelation, a bear-like monster approached. Unfazed, Fang Wanjie drew his sword, effortlessly tearing the creature into two pieces. He realized that simply killing monsters could continuously strengthen him. Empowered by this newfound understanding, Fang Wanjie decided it was time to seek revenge on Jiang Xiyuan. As he rushed back, he found himself in a forest, only to realize the absence of the gate. Confused, he noticed the broken golden key and suspected a trap. Does he want to trap me here forever? Fang Wanjie thought, angered by the possibility. In defiance, he crushed the key with his fist and resolved to improve his own power until he found a way out. In the first year trapped in the dungeon, Fang Wanjie had killed a staggering 175,565 monsters. No longer needing undead armor for ordinary foes, he crushed a monster's hand with his foot and extracted a part, consuming the creature's flesh. During this year in the dungeon, I remembered something important, Fang Wanjie reflected, setting the stage for the revelations and challenges that lay ahead in his quest for power and vengeance. 1 year ago, Fang Wanjie enjoyed a pleasant moment with Jinyu. They were immersed in their own world, with Jinyu holding a book titled Monster Guide. Curious, Fang Wanjie inquired, "What are you looking at?" Jinyu pointed to a section in the book, explaining, "Look at this, it's quite popular in the Awakened Ones community. It said that one can directly buy a house on the Third Ring Road. It lives in an endless sea and wanders between reality and illusion. When the world inside the gate restarts, it will appear, generating the key." Fang Wanjie, perplexed, shook his head and asked, "The world inside the gate restarts? What does it mean?" Jinyu clarified, "Generally when all the monsters in the dungeon are killed, the world will restart." Contemplating this information, Fang Wanjie realized that killing all the monsters in the dungeon was the only way to escape. With determination, he embarked on his quest, killing 386,170 monsters in the next year and a staggering 1,588,702 monsters in the third year. However, a lingering doubt crept into Fang Wanjie's mind. Despite his formidable efforts, he wondered, "Why do I feel like I can never kill all the monsters here?" The seemingly insurmountable challenge ahead continued to haunt him, creating uncertainty about the ultimate goal of escaping the endless cycle of the dungeon. The scene shifted as Fang Wanjie stood on a rock, sword in hand, overlooking a vast sea. A horde of monsters approached from the sea, creating an endless stream. The endless stream of monsters all originated from this sea, Fang Wanjie remarked, his eyes twitching. His shock intensified as he witnessed a colossal sea monster, realizing that in the past 10 years, the level of monsters had been steadily rising. This time, an S-class monster had appeared. Undeterred, Fang Wanjie charged forward, approaching the S-class monster with determination. He swung his sword, aiming to strike it down. "If you are not careful, you will die," he acknowledged, knowing the perilous nature of his mission. The clash between Fang Wanjie and the S-class monster was intense. Blood splashed, and Fang Wanjie found himself badly injured. Gasping for breath, he admitted, "Sometimes, I really feel like, why not just die?" Despite the pain, Fang Wanjie remained resolute as several more monsters approached him. "But I can't forget Jiang Cun's face. I can't stop thinking about Jinyu, who is waiting for me," he reflected. The weight of his mission weighed heavily on him, but he declared, "I must kill all the monsters, capture Seraphis the Unsealed. I have to get out of here." The determination to escape the endless cycle of the dungeon fueled his resolve, even in the face of formidable adversaries. In the 20th year, Fang Wanjie found himself in a unique situation. "This year, I didn't even kill a single monster because there is only the last monster left in the entire dungeon," he remarked. Griffins were attracted by the light of the treasury, making it the perfect ambush spot for him. With all his powers, Fang Wanjie charged against the griffin, seizing what he saw as an excellent opportunity. His sword struck the griffin's back, leaving a massive wound that tore the skin apart. However, to his surprise, the wound healed quickly. Undeterred, he sneered, "I couldn't kill it for a whole year. It was a pain in the ass." The battle between Fang Wanjie and the griffin continued, with Fang Wanjie dodging attacks and expressing frustration at the griffin's relentless use of a particular move. As the griffin closed in, Fang Wanjie noticed something and revealed, "I was just waiting for you to turn around and defend yourself." With a sneaky attack, the griffin's powers struck Fang Wanjie from numerous holes. The griffin taunted, "As an opponent, you satisfy me." The griffin's magic attacks, speed, and enthront are also unbeatable. It's the only Super S-class monster I have ever encountered. Despite sustaining severe injuries, Fang Wanjie refused to yield. The griffin proposed a grim alternative: "Become my slave, and I might spare your life. What do you think? Will you agree or not?" Fang Wanjie, showing resilience, responded, "You're truly a high-level monster, and you can even interrogate a human. However, am I still considered human now?" The griffin charged, and Fang Wanjie continued, "When I was near death just now, the black hair inside me was triggered. For a short period, all attacks will be ineffective against me, and I can deal damage that prevents all monsters from self-healing." A dark aura surrounded Fang Wanjie as he approached the griffin with his sword, declaring, "Now, just go and die." The griffin, frowning, unleashed its ultimate move, Undead Necklace Slash. The slash tore the griffin's head from its throat, with such force that it even split the mountains into two pieces. The griffin was defeated, and the restart of the world inside the gate began. A white light descended from the sky, catching Fang Wanjie's attention. As the light dissipated, a figure emerged, coming down from the sky. Recognition struck Fang Wanjie, and he exclaimed, "Seraphis." In an instant, Fang Wanjie dashed and flew toward Seraphis, his determination evident. As he approached, he thrust his hand into Seraphis, searching for something urgently. Seraphis trembled under the unexpected intrusion. "Don't move. Give it to me quickly," Fang Wanjie demanded, his voice laced with anger. His impatience grew, and he shouted, "Hurry up, give it to me. Give me the key." Seraphis, with a perplexed expression, underwent a sudden transformation. His shape shifted, forming an angelic body, and he sat in front of Fang Wanjie. In the center of Seraphis's body, the key was revealed. Fang Wanjie seized the key triumphantly, exclaiming, "Ha, finally got it." The culmination of years of battles and challenges had led to this moment, as Fang Wanjie finally held the key that could potentially lead to his escape from the endless dungeon.